We are back from the Combine in Indianapolis, and it is time to start diving back into the film for the 2022 draft class. And as happens every year, the Scouting Combine, players test well, and it forces people to go back to the film and take another look at prospects. And one of the tight ends, there are two tight ends that really sort of tested extremely well. Jelani Woods from Virginia is one, and we'll talk about him a little bit later. But today, we're going to be talking about Maryland tight end Chigoziem Okonkwo, who had a tremendous combine and has had a really good pre-draft process. Sort of started with the Shrine Bowl out in Las Vegas. Both he and Woods were there. And he's had a lot of people sort of rethink their idea that he's more of a day three guy. Perhaps Okonkwo has played himself into day two of this draft. And so I've got a number of plays here sort of queued up. We've got 4 plays from his game against Michigan and then 1 against Michigan State to sort of highlight that athleticism that we saw in Indianapolis and how it translates to the football field. This first play, it kind of cut off. They don't quite get the snap here on the all-22, but he's going to run the little sort of slice route here off of inside zone. They love to use him on that sort of slice route or that slice block. Sometimes you'll see him. We'll see him later in the game actually cut Agent Hutchinson on the backside of a play. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is where you see sort of that athleticism as they get him the ball in space. In this game against Michigan, he had a number of plays where they got him working into the flat areas of the field and let him show his athleticism after the catch. And here's one where, it's just a short little throw, but you see the quick burst and turn upfield, makes the first guy miss. And I will say this about him. If he has a hurdle opportunity in space, he's going to take it. But here you've got safety trying to come downhill, makes him miss in space, and then drags defenders for a couple of extra yards downfield. He's very good after the catch. And one of the things that's been amazing about watching him is how rare he goes down at initial contact. Very strong and powerful in the open field. Very explosive athlete, as we saw in the combine. Here's just the end zone look at that now. Again, he's aligned in the win alignment here. Maryland used him all over the field, but he was really kind of in a win or a tight alignment the bulk of the time. And so that's something that will certainly translate well to the next level. Watching some other tight ends this week, you've seen them used, whether it's Y ISO or in bunches or in stacks to the boundary. This is more of a traditional NFL alignment, although obviously teams can change things up. But again, here you see him working that little slice route across the formation. And again, that athleticism in space, getting him the ball quickly and taking advantage of what he can do after the catch. Just a short throw, but you see the quick turn, makes one defender miss, drags a couple of other defenders for extra yardage. Next play we're going to look at here. Again, you see him sort of in that win alignment right here. He's going to have Hutchinson across from him. He's going to fake a block on Hutchinson as you get a little run action in the backfield and then release to the flat. That causes Hutchinson to delay his path to the quarterback a bit. And again, get him the ball in space, let him operate after the catch, see the athleticism and how that translates with the football in his hands. He's actually going to stumble after the catch, but you still see the explosiveness. Again, the fake block, the stumble, but that explodes through contact. And again, it is rare that the initial tackle attempt gets him to the turf, but you see the fake block here initially. Hutchinson sort of delays his path towards the quarterback. And then just that simple flat route. Again, easy way to get him involved. They used him a ton on flat routes in this game. Like most of his routes were routes to the flat, but we'll see a little bit later him working in the downfield passing game. But once more, it's that explosiveness and that athleticism after the catch with the turn, even through the stumble, maintains speed, runs over people in the open field, 1 yard throw, 10-yard gain. NFL offenses will take that all the time. You get the end zone look at it. There's your fake block right there. Get him to delay his path. Stumble, doesn't matter, still explosive. And the power in the finish. Impressive all around. I mentioned sort of like the slice blocking. You're going to see that here. Come across the formation. You get the cut block on Hutchinson. He's a willing blocker, and I do think that some of what he does as a blocker will translate really well to the National Football League, but you see so many zone-based schemes, asking that tight end to make that sort of slice block across the formation. Now he's getting into a guy that's going top 5. Again, just a quick little play, but it shows you the effort, the willingness, Again, this is a guy that Heisman finalist, guy that you account for pre-snap every time you're at the line as the quarterback, and you see him come across the formation and chop him down. Just really like that play. Now back to the receiving game, and again, slide route coming across the formation. Here he is. You see the quick turn and burst upfield. Turning 1 yard, 2 yard throws, even throws behind the line of scrimmage into positive plays, into big gains. NFL offenses will take that every single snap. So you absolutely love to see that from him. Last play we're going to look at, now we get the vertical passing game. So we had the 4 plays against Michigan. Now you've got him in line. He's going to work the bender on 4 verts. Now there's a bust in the secondary. One of these two guys, somebody's going to carry him. Usually 3 up is 3, so you'd see him carry him. The Devonta Smith play from the national championship game a couple of years ago against Tough Borland, asking a linebacker to carry that is a tough ask. But what I want you to focus on from the tight end here, the pace to this route, the speed that he eventually gets to on this route, and how he can sort of stress second-level defenders and get on them quickly and make life tough for them in the passing game. Because here, just accelerates over the top. You see the pace to that route where he sort of slow plays it off the line and then turns on the jets, and just any cushion that they had, even if somebody was going to try to carry him, is gone in the blink of an eye. You get a good look at it from the end zone angle as well. The pace to this route, get it on top of those linebackers, forcing them to sort of think pre-snap. And that's actually a safety that's dropping down that he's getting over the top of. This is a safety that ends up coming down, and he ends up getting over the top of him. So it's not just the second-level defenders, it's the third-level defenders as well. As you see that safety come down, gets over the top of him. And you see that sort of game-breaking type speed at the tight end position. So he's a fascinating prospect to study. Certainly more of a late day 2, early day 3 type of guy. But when you're looking for that mismatched weapon type tight end, he might be the guy that checks that box in that sort of range of the draft.